Okay, you guys, let's start with our collar. Upper collar already taken care of. Under collar we've got to join. So you can see here that my interfacing does not come to the seam line. And then you want to press the seam open. Okay, let's imagine this lives here. Like that. Again, option 1, option 2. This would live on both sides. And ideally, when you set this on, you would already have this seam sewn and then overlap just right here and zigzag. You would zigzag just down the horsehair and the horsehair only to set before you set it. I'm just gonna pull that away. Okay, so now we want to sew our collar together. So we want to sew up, over and around the top edge and then back down. Pivot, come down. Okay, remember on what you guys have drafted, you've got a 1/4 inch seam allowance, so not much trimming should be necessary except for at your corners. So trim the corners, and then flip your collar. I'm just going to use my scissors to poke out the actual collar edge here. Definitely take the time to press this open before pressing it on itself. And then just remember that we did undercut the under collar, so it should roll inward like this, just a smidge. You do not want to see any of that under collar, the blue, from the front side. I'm not going to take you guys with me, but I'm just going to give this a quick press. Okay, there's my collar. Now we want to set it into the facing. So facing first, I'm going to go ahead and sew this at the shoulders. So just a reminder, it'll sit like this. Shoulder and back neck, so connect it like this, like so. Okay. And again, we've got 3/4 seam allowance at our shoulder, so just be mindful of what seam allowances you need to be working with so you don't have any differences main body to lining to facing. And then press your shoulder seams open. So you can just finger press these. Okay. So there's our little ring around the neck here for the jacket. So now we want to attach the collar. Remember, the facing is actually what's seen. So we want to do the upper collar to the facing. Think about this. Okay. And remember that collar meets the actual notch, this little V, for where we form the peak of the lapel. pin this along here, making sure again those shoulder seams are split open. Okay, so we're going to attach our collar to the facing. So just around the neckline here. Best way to do this is to start center, work your way out, start center, work your way out. But I'm just gonna, just for the sake of our time, I'm just gonna go in one line. Okay, now let's get this applied to the body. So we want the facing to match up here. Keep that collar sandwiched. That collar's gonna be on the inside. Match your shoulder points. Again, just split everything open. Open shoulder seam for the main body, open shoulder seam for the lining. This is not going to be perfect, but I just want to really just get to you guys the order of operations. Okay, and then we want to come down and sew this facing up to where our vent starts here, like this hemline. Remember how we kicked that pattern out by a 1/2 inch past where the facing ends? That allows us still room to be able to sew our facing to the lining. So stop short here. Do not allow yourself to sew into the seam allowance. But we are going to go up, over, all the way around and back down. And really be mindful of where that break is, because you can see the change in shape here. So just be sure that you do come out here for that lapel. Okay, concentrated pivot at the point. around the neck, really kind of retracing your footsteps of where you've been to attach that collar to your facing. Pivot point. And pivot point. Pay attention to the bend in your break. Down and around, and then stop short to avoid your seam allowance of your facing where it'll attach to the lining. This better look good. Surprising factor here. Just want a sneak peek. Oh yeah, baby. Okay, it's good enough. So trim your corners, deep trim, and then if you have anything that's too much, go ahead and trim closer down here as well. This should only be a 1/4 inch, so you should be fine. Now we're gonna flip and use our point turner. Cute. I think I'm gonna have to go take this to the ironing board so you guys can get a really good visual, because I don't think it's gonna happen from this angle. Yeah, let me take it over there.